So that's why now you see here in South Africa we're having people who are fighting all the time now, like the meter taxi guys. You know,
Are they the one who's on strike?
No, the strike was yesterday. It was just a national strike, right? And we've got a problem now. There's this other strike, the one that is happening with the buses for Gautrain. Yeah, the train buses are the guys for the train also, they're on strike.
Okay.
So you know, it's more like now it has become twice now. Because it's almost a week they're not working. So most people now, when you come out of the Gautrain, you have to get an Uber or somebody has to come and fetch you.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
see. So no more buses on the street.
Yeah.
And they have fires and they block because
Yes, when they do the strike, sometimes they do fires. It's like when in the remote areas, but it's only now that we're in town, so maybe that's why they're not behaving.
How long you've been here? How long? What's your name again?
Isaac.
How long you've been here, Isaac?
I've been here, let's say now it will be my 10th year here.
10 years?
Yeah.
From what country?
Zimbabwe. You know Zimbabwe?
Zim. You're another Zim guy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Zim that's working, man.
Yeah.
You guys work hard.
Yeah, that's how it is, eh?
Yeah?
We just need to work hard, then if all things work right, then, you know, we just need to go back. It's not like, you know, we will sting to a country and say, no, I'm going to die here in South Africa. Because at the end of the day, there's no liberation, you understand? I'm not free, you understand? In as much as I want to stay here, you know, I can't go out in the evening, you know, I can't go to certain area, you know, those kind of demarcations and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, in Zimbabwe I can go to wherever I want to go, you understand?
Okay.
But now here, it's so like, I can't do that.
What time do you stop working and call it a day? When do you just say, you know what, had enough, want to be safe, do you have family?
Yeah, I've got family. So usually around about 10 days.
You shut everything down?
Yeah, they shut everything down. Then, but sometimes, because you see, before I used to work in the evening. Because in the evening, that's when you get, you know, the long trips. Because, you know, people now, there's no more traffic, there's no more taxis. So when somebody, you know, decides to go and see his girlfriend, or maybe he calls his girlfriend from another area, you know, you get those long trips.
Okay.
So I used to work maybe up to 3 a.m., 2 a.m., but I'll start maybe around about 6 p.m. in the evening. So it will be more like a night shift. But now the problem but I really like that town when I went to Cape Town. You know, it's clean. I like Joburg. You know Joburg, the way it is. It's not clean, eh?
It's not clean.
Joburg, compared to Cape Town.
Yeah.
Cape Town, it's clean, eh?
So a lot of bad boys in Joburg.
Yeah, it's only that, you know, here it's a problem of what do you call this? So many things that happens. Here in Joburg, because so many people are hustling, you know, people selling on the streets and whatever. So that's why you see so many people. That's why it's more like the hub here of everything. The GDP, it's actually done here. You know, a lot of trade, it's here in Joburg. So, you know, that being said, obviously, that's everyone, even the guys from Cape Town, if they fail in Cape Town, they say, okay, rather let me go to Joburg. Obviously, I'll make it in Joburg. You see. Because Joburg, it's more like the capital city of Africa. I can actually say it's the capital city of Africa.
Yeah. So everybody come here trying to make it.
Yeah, you see.
And if they can, they turn to crime.
You see, that's the problem.
They don't want to go back home empty-handed.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, it seems big. It's huge.
Yeah.
Thank God for Uber, man. I tell you.
Yeah. And now tell me, obviously in the States there's Lyft and Uber. Which one is better than in the States?
I think Uber is still better, but Lyft is giving them a competition, you know.
Yeah.
But it's tough everywhere. New York is kind of like Joburg.
Yeah.
It's smaller. Joburg is mighty big, man. Let me tell you, I came here before and I didn't like the vibe at the airport. Had to be escorted to take an Uber.
Yes.
I says, why am I being escorted just to take an Uber? The first time I came, I paid the guy to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then I had to pay the guy to escort me to take the Uber. And then I wanted to go at the corner store, and the guy at the door had to escort me to the corner store.
Yeah.
And I says, who's going to hold my wiener to take a piss?
Yeah.
And then a girl popped out the corner and says, hey, do you want me to hold your wiener to take a piss? I was like, oh, you know, forget it. Go ahead, you could do it. Yeah, that's original for you, bro. I tell you, that's my experience in Joburg.
But I think New York was, you know, when you look at the documentary of New York, let's say
Back in the past.
yes, back in the past. Yes, it was. I think it had that vibe, you know, like the one that we have here.
Joburg was like that.
Yes. So now New York now, because of the good policing or whatever, I don't know, maybe the police are really doing a good job there. So now, you know, it has turned and become more of a good city now.
Give me your phone number.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you my
just
phone.
say it out loud. I'm recording.
It's 066 214 5690.
And what's your name?
Isaac.
Isaac. First time I'm using Uber Eats. Messing up place. This is a place I'm staying in Johannesburg. Just came from Botswana. Bags are dumped. It's been a great trip so far in Africa, near a month. Going to Cape Town later. I must say, the journey has been incredible. I'm coming out with a lot of videos to show people and a little handbook with all my contacts in case you want to come to Africa and be safe and go on a journey. I'm going to give you contacts to people I met so you could ask them questions. But I'm going to have some food now. It's been an amazing journey so far. I'm going to eat. You know what? Maybe we'll eat outside. That would be cool. Let's do that. It's been actually a really great journey. Weather's nice out. Wish I had my selfie stick. Yeah, I get a nice place and I make it a mess. This is my Joburg stop whenever I come to Joburg. I got this thing from Uber Eats. It's this, yeah, whatever. You enjoy yourself. I'm gonna enjoy myself later. Here, and this is what I've noticed a lot looking through my window. People here get jobs to clean up the city. This lady she doesn't make much. But it's while doing their jobs. You know, probably around 50 or 60, 70 US dollars a month. So here's a mother of Africa, and that's what they do now. That's a job. You know, when you listen to the wages here, this lady here now that sits as a security guard. Oh, welcome. This is where I'm staying. Love this place. She sits here all day. She makes around probably 150 US a month as a guard. She probably makes around 80. So now my thinking is, okay, let's see. If I bought 2 acres of land, or 3 acres, and built a small house in the country, and I paid her 200 US a month to manage plantain on that farm. She'll have food for the family. So that's what we need to do. We have to team up with the Africans, buy land with them, and do more farming. And put things in the right place. These, she could be planting tomatoes. This is just, this is what, it would be fine if she was making, let's say, 300 or 400 US a month. Because nothing's wrong with what she's doing, but I know she's not making that. So maybe I'm gonna go find out. Of course, you guys want me to go find out. No. So this is where I'm staying. It's like, yeah, you should switch the subject on. Wow, nice place, right? So I'm paying probably $70 a night here, right? And she's making $70 to $80 a month. Put things in perspective for you? Yeah. That put things in perspective. When we go out to lunch and dinner in New York, yeah, this is what these people make a month. Yeah. Now, amazing. This man right here, great man. A lot of people in Africa has mixed feelings. You know? Jackie Robinson, MLK, Mandela. They are the ones that are celebrated. You ask yourself why? Bigger things to think about. Until next time, we're gonna still do this African tour. Got the food warmed up. Going to Cape Town. Going to Cape Town. Got the place booked already. I'm still on the journey to see what's going on with the people. There's some museums here I want to go to. Bye, Chris. So this is good morning, Johannesburg. Nice and sunny. Zebra go away, baby. I'm gonna get some food and see the people I'm vibing over there. Okay. So the young youths them vibing. People sweeping, cleaning up. This is Africa. This is Wakanda. Africa is fine. Everything will be okay. Oh, there goes your madman. Homeless guy. Going through. Human beings, no matter what, they'll go to the city looking for opportunity. When they get there, sometimes that's not what life turns out to be. College students, a lot of college places around here. So I gotta set up my tripod so you could watch Johannesburg. This is Randy again on the journey. I've learned a lot. Now this is my place. This is my home. I work hard. I travel. And this is a nice place. This is how I'm gonna build my spot in Jamaica. Yeah. This is exactly how I'm gonna build my spot. Africa, no Russian. Everything just easy. You travel together, you move together. If I had more friends here, I would go out more because I just don't want to bring my good phone with me. Fly, you're leaving today. No, this is not staycation. You're leaving, buddy. No. You're not staying today. Let's get this food here. Okay. I got two of these, two of this kebab last night. Came in, did the Uber Eats thing. Alright, I'm gonna eat some food and catch you guys later. Yeah, this is my place. This is what I'm building in Jamaica. 12 feet high, love it. But this is Joburg. I'm gonna walk across the bridge today. Do the thing. Hey, it's Randy. Here I am with, what's your name again?
What's Tabo?
Tabo. This is a producer from Africa, Johannesburg. Are you Zulu? Where you originally? What's your roots? Tell us about your roots.
That's so funny because you asking me that. My roots are from Mozambique, and I just recently discovered my people's original surname, which is Muyambo. You know, I come from a people called the Ndau people, and what's funny is that I discovered this literally like a week or so ago when I was burying my father.
Yeah.
You know, so at least he got buried with a proper name. You know, so maybe he can represent us when he get that side and tell those people that, hey, there's other people, your children are here, because I've been walking around with the wrong name tag. So yeah, that's where I come from. But I'm Sowetan. I grew up here, the city of Joburg. I grew up here in Soweto. I was born and raised here in Middlelands, which happens to be the first, the firstborn, if I may say so. Middlelands is the first township where people that got evicted were moved to back in 1955 from Sophia town. So that was during the height of apartheid, and then there were these new laws that were just about getting Daki out of the city. So my family was forcefully moved from Sophia town to Middlelands, and that's where my parents met, and that's where I was born, and that's where I grew up. But I left home Soweto a while back, so I've lived in a whole lot of places around this city, but yeah, my base is still Middlelands. That's
wow. So you were born in the struggle.
What do you mean?
Apartheid struggle. You were born up.
Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah, I saw apartheid. I was born in the early 70s. When 76 happened, I was a kid. I was almost 4 years old. I was 3.5 years old when 76 happened. So I have vague memories of 76, but one that sticks out the most is the suburban environment. That was my first introduction to the suburbia, because my grandmother was a domestic worker, and then where she worked, my mother took us, and we ran to that place. Our arrival, the greeting was loud barking dogs. So to this day, whenever I walk around the suburb, I hear a loud dog barking at me. It takes me back to 76 when I was a kid. So yeah, I was born around those times, so I saw a little bit in 76, but I saw a whole lot in the 80s during the state of emergency, because those were my teen years. I was in high school, so those times when burning people became the thing that was used, the necklace thing. When we were basically burning everything because I come from a generation that of youth where people declared to make the country ungovernable. So there was just a whole lot. So there was a year where we didn't go to school for the entire year. I don't know, man. But I was a kid. I was like 13, 14 when the state of emergency happened. So we write letters, we tell when they give us those free books, say, hey, we don't want this thing. And the comrades, the older guys in high school were organizing communities and everything. And then there was a consumer boycott, stayaways. The whole apartheid machine collapsed because black people decided that they were going to withhold their money. They were not going to spend it on white establishments until something happens. And I think it was around that time when Mandela started negotiating, and he came out about 3-4 years later after the last state of emergency, and everything sort of like changed. Yeah.
So now, if anyone wants to know about the feeling on Africa, Westerners think about Africa, you lived it. You lived for 45 years.
Yeah.
The struggle with your parents, state of emergency. What's your take on Mandela, Winnie Mandela, the decision made by Mandela and current situation today?
Okay.
Versus Winnie Mandela's approach?
Okay. I think Mandela had to do what he had to do. I mean, it's clear, as we all know by now, after Winnie's death, all sorts of stories started coming out about why he and his wife had to split. Mandela wanted peace, Winnie wanted liberation. So what Mandela settled for, him and his crew, was peaceful, negotiated settlement that had a lot of compromises, which when I look at it from their perspective, they were afraid of what? A civil war. They thought there was going to be more bloodshed because when we voted today, how many years ago now? 24 years ago. It was after Chris Hani had died. And then Mandela went and appealed for peace to say, we don't want no more bloodshed. Because Hani died shortly after the whole Inkatha, ANC, Zulu wars, because there was a bit of a civil war going on in the country, even though it's not characterized as such. But a lot of people lost their families, a lot of people saw blood, kids were hacked, people were killed in trains, hostile dwellers in the communities, so it was all crazy. So I think it was a fear-based decision and a desperation to say, I'm tired of struggle, whatever you want, let's just give us freedom at whatever cost that suit you, our oppressor. So I think it was a compromise that the guys...
desperate compromise?
Yeah, it was a desperate compromise. It's peace, but at what price? When you look today, a lot has changed. I mean, we're sitting here in front of this building where my mother used to work. And there's from the 70s right through the 80s and early 90s, for many, many years. And I remember Vets just up here when it didn't have a fence, when there was free access. So a lot of things have sort of changed. But in terms of the majority of black people's lives, majority of black people here in South Africa, here in the city of Joburg, majority of people are still living in poverty. And that's why when people talk about crime, I ask myself, crime is a symptom of a deeper social problem, which is poverty, and kids grow up knowing ways of hustling that they learn from their older brothers who did it. And because there are no jobs, have you seen the unemployment rate? There are communities right now where unemployment rate is as high as 70%. There are young people, it's like over 55% of young people are unemployed. What do you expect them to do when they are unemployed? And they're not in school, and they have to eat, and to eat they have to buy, and to buy. So there's a lot that was gained, and there's a lot that still remains to be gained. So it's not yet uhuru. So I don't feel comfortable celebrating a freedom that is only enjoyed by a few, when the majority of people are still living in fear, are still living in squalor, are still living in doubt, and they have been supported to become like professional beggars, where begging has become a profession for any black person who wants to get out of their rut, so to speak, you know. So I think those guys, their negotiation, we're still dealing with the aftermath right now, you know. So Winnie Mandela, well, she was ungovernable herself because she and the ANC didn't really agree on the direction we should take. I think that's why she was, you know, out in the cold, because she didn't have the BE deals and all that kind of stuff, you know. She lived amongst people and people loved her and stuff, you know. And yeah, she was a controversial figure. Why? Because she stood up for what was supposed to be the right fight, total liberation, you know. Like South Africans even today are afraid to stand up to say, no man, we don't want this shit, this is not what we fought for. So Minima Mandela, even though she's still AC through and through, have views on what needs to be done, on the direction that we as black people needed to take, were fundamentally different to that of Madiba. And it's unfortunate that she held it down when Mandela was in prison for all those years. She's the one that kept the fires burning. She's the one that mobilized people. She's the one that went to the squatter camps during those crazy wars, you know, where she could go to places where no other leader would go. But she went there, you know. So she's along those lines of Chris Adi and those kind of people that were very popular amongst the masses. So freedom, there's still a lot to be done for us to celebrate freedom.
So the freedom, the word is not even completely spelled out yet. We're probably still at the letter F.
I can say maybe we are on.
Yes, this is Fire Empress.
Fire Empress. That's
Yes,
a new one.
and this is Joburg. My phone is out, and we're hanging out at the Immigrant. It's a good vibe, and we have this serious Rasta warrior. We eat meat.
Oh my gosh. Did you have to say that?
Rasta warrior.
I don't.
Eat meat. She eats fish and vegetable. So we had to find a place for her, and we did. It's great being here in Joburg. You know, getting to know them. High energy, high impact. Yeah, high energy, high impact, and no.
Welcome to the city of
No.
Jersey.
Direction and things, so we're getting the drink. So this is the real Africa, the real
Empress Pro.
Empress Pro in the city. Yeah, give thanks.
And pepper plant.
Yes, I.
Ke na tlo mo shape ka inbox mo o motse gore
There, you see that?
yeah
Artistic hanging right here.
mo Facebook kana
You know?
the one up
Got that. Nice.
the guy that posted
Surrounding like different things will be here. That's what I find in New York, the way they build the building and have a place in the middle to eat, you know? Yeah, so you're saying
yeah. So back to the city now is the biggest festival, and
the crew right here. You got the Dragon Master. Oh, look at me.
The